Hi, this is Christopher Spera, and this is the iTechGear Weekly, episode number 144, Timmy Time. Recorded live Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. As I said, this is Christopher Spera, and we are live from iTechGear Central. And we've got all the usual suspects, though I believe that Brother Joel is currently in and out, due to being on call, because we are doing a special episode right after the Apple feel-good, totally cool time for the iPhone 17.
Or as we like to call it, Timmy time.
Timmy time. That, of course, the editor over here at iTechGear.org and the former contributing editor of Gear Diary and Pocket now. That's Mr. Chris Gavula. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and watching you reach through the video camera to try to throttle me is always a pleasant way to start.
Oh, you know, you've been dealing with that since 1984.
It's been fermenting forever.
Oh, yes.
But we're good. We're good. How are you?
Oh, it's just doing fab. Everything
ready to talk Apple. Ready to talk Apple. Here we go. We're talking Apple.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Also with us this evening, coming back to the chair, the editor over here at iTechGear.org, the former contributing writer at Gear Diary, and currently the host of the Linux Link Tech Show and living in the Retro Arcade podcast. That's Brother Joe McLaughlin. How are you, sir?
I think I'm here.
He thinks. He just thinks.
You may be, I've already said you may be in and out just a bit because you're on call this evening, because we are doing this
4
during the
minutes
week.
late. Yes.
So, but that's okay. And last but never ever least, we've got the editor at iTechGear and, of course, the former co-owner of WUGNET Publications. That's Dr. Mr. Larry McJunkin. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, but I have a question. I was
Just
watching
one?
the event today, like we all watch the Apple event, and I notice this every year, but it's becoming more and more pronounced. To me, Mr. Cook is getting more and more bow-legged. He looks like he just hopped off of a 1,500-pound stallion when they should have put chaps and boots on him or something.
Got everything but the boots, right?
Everything but the boots.
I did think he was standing oddly. I didn't think of it as bow-legged, but it didn't
He
seem like a
is.
normal
Yeah,
stance.
go back and look at it. It's
But
really
I also don't
bow-legged.
I think we see him with less and less camera time every year too.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be in front of the camera less and less, and more people are doing other things.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there you go.
But
I
that's,
thought the
that's
people-
okay.
the
There's our
people
overview. There's
themselves-
our overview, right?
They did a little
We're
bit
gonna
better
do-
job
we're gonna
this
do-
year, I think, in presentation, but that's,
Yeah,
they're really good.
well, what are you going to do? Anyway, so I want to we're going to talk about all things Apple on this particular show. We're not going to have a mobile Linux segment. We're not going to have a Windows segment. We are not going to have a tip of the day or tip of the week, but we will have, if anybody is going to do any purchasing, we're going to talk about potentially what those things might be at the end in the pick section. Just very briefly.
How big a dent is going to be in your credit card?
There you go. So I do want to go ahead, and before we get into all of the luscious and awesome hardware that we have to talk about, I do want to mention that iOS 26, the 26s in and of themselves are all set to be released, except maybe with the exception of Mac OS 26. I don't know if there's a delay on it or not.
15th.
It
Yep,
was
15th.
All on the 15th, right?
Yep.
Yep. And it came, and the Globemaster came out for all of these today, including the Mac OS. So
Yep.
I think we're good.
Yep, and that's interesting to understand. Now, if you are of the corporate mind, in other words, if your BYOD device or your corporate device, it happens to be of the Apple persuasion, you're probably not going to get that update or be able to really get all the features and functionality on your device if you update right on the 15th. Although I would recommend most everybody update as quickly as possible. Just make certain you've got all the latest and greatest security patches and updates, et cetera, for your device. But that's just
they've got this liquid glass look, mostly kind of settled, and it's in a pretty good place now. You may find some
either like it or you
oddities.
don't, and that's it.
Yeah,
You'll take
that's
it.
right.
If you don't
So-
like it, go get a Samsung or something.
Right. So
Yeah,
the 26 is released on the 15th, And I believe that devices are available
19th.
in store on the 19th, and they are available for pre-order tomorrow on the 12th. But I get ahead of myself. Let us talk first and foremost. We're going to go in the order in which they were presented in the show, in the event. Let's talk a little bit about AirPods Pro 3. Now, Larry, this is something that I know that as soon as this thing was finished, you were like, "That's mine. I'm getting one of those."
It's
Well, he was
mine.
talking about that before too. So
That's
you know,
true.
Well,
here you
mine are
go.
worn out. Mine are worn out. I wear mine all day,
Yeah.
every day, and
Yeah.
they're just, in all honesty, there are some same things, some enhanced things, some new things. So I'll just gloss over what's old. And active noise cancellation, of course, they're touting world's best in-ear active noise cancellation, up to 2 times more. We'll see. Design and fit, I think they may have hit on something here. Instead of coming with 3 ear tips, comes with 5.
Comes with
This
5.
time and I think that's a good thing because a lot of us have, different shapes of ears and they never fit.
Yeah.
I know Joel had trouble. I had trouble.
I have
I
trouble.
finally got mine to
I
fit.
had trouble too.
Yeah.
Once I got them in, they were fine. But that's
I
don't
still
know,
can't actually get them to work with the hearing aid features. I've tried running through the tests. It's just not working for me. Not that I need it, I just couldn't get it to work.
And I want to try that hearing
they
aid
aren't
feature.
bad.
That's the other reason I want to get these. But they did about 10,000 3D ear scans from different people's ear to try and make these things work. And so hopefully they
Well,
got
my understanding
extra
is
small through large is what they've
not
done.
only are there more ear tips, they kind of apparently rotated the
tweak
thing
the
inside to
design a
make
little
it
bit.
secure
Yeah.
better. Because I have to say, the fit was always my biggest complaint about the AirPods. I love the sound, love the noise cancellation. They were always falling out. No matter what size I picked, I couldn't get them to sit securely.
Wow.
I ended up buying a third-party product on Amazon that maybe I'll make it a pick of the week one of these weeks.
I think I got some of those too. Yeah.
That's basically the squish foam kind of thing. Well, it's not kind of like a foam, as opposed to these, and they fit much better with those in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
some of the things that they were talking about are, to me, it's just Apple speak, multi-port acoustic architecture, wider sound stage, deeper bass, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
A new thing, though, that I do think is very nice, heart rate and fitness features.
Yeah.
I, for one, I have a dilated aortic valve, so I got to kind of be careful and like keep my heart rate where it's supposed to be, not overdo it. And this thing will let me know if my heart rate gets too high. So that's a new feature. The other new feature is live translation. And even from their video that they did on this, it looks a little sketchy. It wasn't perfect, even in the video. It was like delayed and I don't know, weird.
So let me talk about that a little bit. So it's also going to be supported in the AirPod Pro 2, and it's going to be supported in the AirPod 4. They're going to require a little more phone support. You're going to have a Pro 15 or higher because you need the you need the AI support, the chip support. So, but the point I was going to get at, and I've done these live. I have 2 problems. One is, first of all, Apple is supporting very few languages out to shoot. And even when they're speaking up, it's still going to be fewer than a dozen languages they're supporting. Right. And so that, to me, is a bit of a concern and kind of reduces the usefulness of the thing. As opposed to Google, who has, 40, 50, 60 languages, whatever, that they support with their stuff, sort of. Unless you're using a Samsung, and then Samsung yanks a bunch of that crap out. And they don't give you as many languages. But the point is, these live translation things, and Google probably does it best with their interpreter mode. There's a lag, kids. There's a delay and a lag that makes the language very unnatural, even under the best of circumstances.
And they mentioned it in the demo that they had with the one person speaking Spanish and the one person speaking English sitting at the table. They did mention the lag, and B, you could see them waiting and playing with the lag.
Right.
And
right. And the other thing is, you can't have a continual conversation. It has to be you talk, I talk. You talk, I talk. Right. It has to be like that, or it doesn't work.
Kind of like
3 or 4 people talking,
phone, same thing.
If there's 3 or 4,
I think it's even worse than that. I think it's worse than that. It's you talk, I listen, I talk.
Right.
You listen.
But here's the other thing: is if you're in a group setting, it's
forget it.
They all get confused.
Yeah, or like for example, Yeah, it was like, for example, when I was in a McAllen for my mission trip, I went to a church service, and the pastor context switched from Spanish to English throughout the service. I was trying Google Translate, and of course, Google Translate's like not translating anything when he's speaking English. Not that I needed him to, but it's like, it looks like
and if they
it got
mix
confused.
mid-sentence, it's even messier. If they use a lot of
slang,
what I call important words, things like that, it doesn't handle any of that well.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Apple's further behind the curve than even Google is. And
Well,
if Google's having trouble with it, I don't
and
think
the
Apple's
reason
gonna,
is AI. It's the same old reason all the time.
Yeah. So I appreciate that Apple's trying to do this, but I'm not that impressed with it. So
now
I'm
kind
actually more
of
impressed
with the battery life. It does have about 30% more battery life. That'll help a lot if you wear them a lot, and I do.
True.
But I have found being back in the office. I'm in a hybrid situation where I'm in the office 3 days a week, and they're bringing. There's a great return to the office event coming for the company that I'm contracted at, and in fact, I'm working from home this week as a contractor because there's going to be a whole bunch of folks back in the office, and they're going to be struggling to find places for everybody to sit. And so after it's all kind of settled down, and we all know it's what, they said, come back to the office, and it'll be a lot better. But because there's going to be so much more folks in the office, having some set of headphones or earbuds or something is going to be very, very important for phone conversations that you have with others over Teams or whatever online meeting application you use, or just for music, if you're just trying to focus in and get something done, either some level of white, green, brown, pink, yellow, orange, raspberry noise, right, to go ahead and help you focus in and concentrate, or some level of audio, whether it's podcast or music, to help you focus.
I think that's great.
Raspberry,
but you have to explain. But you have to explain to me what raspberry noise is.
Well, it goes with your beret.
Haven't you ever heard a Raspberry Pi make noise?
It goes with your beret, and that's all that I have to say.
The only raspberry noise I can think of is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to hear that all day long.
Well, all I'm saying is that it goes with your beret, and that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
But overall, it's an improvement, I think, over the battery life. The rest of the features are quite the same.
Yeah,
but amazingly, like all the other things, they kept the same price point. On the AirPods.
Except for the health features, the new health features that are coming in. The Pro 2s are end up being very, very close. Especially like Chris said, if you have an iPhone 15 or later. Simply because of the AI features with translator and the
I may talk myself out of them, put the money towards something else like a phone.
But at $249, which I believe is the same price as the Pro 2s, it's not a bad deal at all.
Let me add a sort of a call it a customer service announcement of sorts. Right
PSA.
Now, if you want, you can buy the Pro 2s at an incredible discount because people are trying to make room for the threes. You can get, like $150, $160, $170 as opposed to the $249.
Absolutely.
You can get them a lot less money. So just keep it
up.
If
some of those things don't matter to you, you might want to keep what you got.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. I mean,
exactly what I'm doing too.
Maybe. I haven't made the choice yet.
I just got them. I just got them for Christmas.
The heart rate monitor doesn't matter to me because I don't use Apple Health at all.
Well, and I've got it on the watch. So
right. And that's the thing I'm questioning. What is the value of that?
There's some folks that don't have the watch.
I agree.
Yes, but still, I mean,
some people don't wear their watch while they're exercising. I mean,
true.
They don't.
True.
Yeah.
I do.
But, they don't want to knock it. They don't want to knock it or ding it or whatever.
Understood.
And,
Speaking of the watch.
And speaking of the watch, so you've got a couple of different options. You've got Series 11. You've got the new Apple Watch SE, and then you've got the Apple Watch Ultra 3. These are all near and dear a little bit to my heart, simply because, wow. I've
You're a
been
smartwatch guy.
a wearables guy for God, for absolutely forever. Um, Now the new Apple Watch Series 11 is really, I think kind of cool. I mean, some of the things. I mean, it's going to come in 42 and 46 millimeter sizes. Um, you've got a little bit larger display. You've got a little bit better display. You've got
New watch face.
I'm sorry.
The new watch face too. Yeah.
Couple of
Yep.
new watch
Yep.
faces.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple of new watch faces.
I think it's important to note that the profile sizes haven't changed too much. It's the
No.
screens have gotten bigger because the bezels are smaller.
The bezels
So
are
the
smaller,
watches
right?
are pretty much the same size as they were. So
They're
this is
struggling
nice.
to do more and they want to keep this design so bad.
They
I
really
don't know
do.
why.
I don't know what it is with the Squircle.
But all the models
right.
are like that,
Yeah.
I
But
don't
I mean,
know.
they've had this thing since day one. It's never
Well,
changed.
the design in and of itself is over 10 years old because it came out
Well,
in 2015.
yeah. The only
right?
different one is the Ultra. It's a slightly different model, but otherwise they're all kind of the
but
same.
it's still a Squircle.
I mean, I'm
Still
5 years out
Squircle.
of date on mine, but I may not even get it.
I'm okay with it being a Squircle. That never bothered me, but the look and feel hasn't changed
It
at all.
hasn't changed.
Right.
The interface really hasn't changed, and even with
The chip hasn't changed
no.
either.
I
even
take
with
that back.
glass.
The interface has changed because now the last few versions we have these stack
Liquid
cards
glass.
and things like that. We never used to have any of that.
Right.
That liquid
That
glass
has
look is
gotten
different on the
better.
watch. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing
It
some
does look a little
differences.
bit different on the watch, and to be
Yeah.
very honest, between me, you, and the wall, I do believe that iOS or WatchOS 26 is a little bit more efficient and slightly faster.
I do too.
Right.
I agree.
Than the previous versions of
Well,
WatchOS.
they're claiming what, 24 straight hours of use.
I was going to say, with normal use on a full
Mhm.
charge, you're going to get up to 24 hours. All right.
Yep.
With normal use in low power mode, you're going to get up to 38 hours. All right. And if you just need something just to go ahead and get you going, if you got 15 minutes, all right, if you do a 15-minute fast charge, you're going to get up to 8 hours of use. It'll get you through work. All right.
Yeah. I think that's been my biggest concern up to now has been the charging rate on the watch has never been great. It's been always been kind of slow.
Correct. It's been a little slow.
But overall, I got to admit, I've been getting pretty good use out of those things.
Right. Well,
The only one I would even consider is the Ultra.
I'm with you, Luke.
That's if it's the iPhone. I mean, you get up to 72 hours in low power mode. Now, granted, when I need it the most, it wouldn't be in low power mode.
Not for what you do, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, we have the SE as well, right?
Well, there's a couple things that I want to hit. You've got a brand new chip. I thought no, it's still the S10.
Yes,
it's still the S10. Okay, fine. Then what you do have is a new modem chip. You've got a 5G modem in there.
That you have.
All right,
right.
you've got it. You've got satellite connectivity.
Yep.
All right.
Well, but you had satellite in the Ultra, but you're right. Now you have
it. You did yes, in the Ultra you did, but not in the regular watch. Now you've got satellite connectivity in the Series 11 as well as the SE, I thought. All right.
Let me double check on the SE.
All right. So so if you're out and about and there's no connectivity, you're still going to be able to call for help. You're still going to be able, hey, I've fallen and I can't get up, and they'll be able to go ahead and locate you and come find you.
I don't find satellite on the SE.
Okay, thank you.
No, and the 11 is definitely the S10 chip.
Okay.
Yep, they're all
all right.
They're all the S10. Yep.
So I think the biggest changes though are the new display, the thinner profile. You've got the 5G connectivity,
like a playing card difference, because that's what they did last year.
Yeah,
it's going to be about
that.
That's what it was. The thickness of a playing card.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not even really that noticeable. No, you're right. You're right, Larry.
It's not. But you've got the 5G connectivity, you've got satellite connectivity, you've got
you've got the hypertension monitoring, right?
hypertension monitoring, which is going to be exclusive to the Series 11 and the Ultra 3. All right.
Yeah, the SE won't have it. You're right.
The SE won't have it. The thing though that these two will not have is the pulse ox that all of the previous ones had. All right, prior to the ban, and then that new version of pulse ox monitoring on the through the watch on the phone.
But the sensor is still there. They haven't removed the sensor. It's still there. They're just using the new technique of pulling the data.
They're not doing it the same way.
Yeah, which is a reason for me not to want to leave the Ultra One, because I really do like that being built in.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
So
interesting.
So
Oh, and sleep score. We have sleep score now.
Yeah, sleep score.
I as it was going on, I was thinking to myself, why
Didn't
do I
already have it?
I got it already through Apple Health, right?
But let me raise another question. Okay, so you're using this thing during the day.
Yeah.
And you want to monitor your sleep score at night. When do you freaking charge the thing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
what I would suggest is when you know you're going to be a couple hours at your desk, and you have to be
that's when you charge it.
That's when you charge it. You've got to be strategic now about when you charge.
You know what the problem with that is? If you use the rings and you follow the rings for your exercising, one of those rings is for the mount when you stand up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the ability to do that if you take the watch off. You cannot. Mm-hmm. You know, you lose that measurement.
I'm just
saying.
Period
of time.
And that's at least with the Series 11. The Ultra 3 has a little bit longer battery life.
Yeah, true.
You know, I would submit
compared.
There's a downside to the sleep score, and my wife brought this up to my attention.
No, there's no
think
downside to it.
No, yeah, there's a big one, because she was playing golf today with some friends, and two of them said they looked at their Apple Watch and said, "God, I slept like crap last night," and she said, "Really?" Yeah, I woke up and I looked at my watch and I said, "Boy, you didn't sleep very good." With the normal, people get asphyxiated, Joel, on this crap, and you know that.
Well, you know what? And people got fixated. They got stuck on. They got stuck. Fixated is the word we were looking. We're all going to make it up something else.
Yeah,
but they also got stuck on the notion that you had to have 10,000 steps. And guess what? That's an idiot number. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, but the same people said, "Did you sleep okay?" Well, yeah, I slept until I looked at my watch, and then now I'm in trouble. Right.
You're not in trouble. The point is, you know, I used to tell people
years ago. Don't rely on these things.
I used to tell people years ago when we first started to get big GPS stuff, and Chris, you remember me saying this.
Yep.
People would follow it blindly and end up doing stupid things because they followed it blindly.
Well, back in those days, it wasn't always accurate.
And it still isn't always accurate. I got news for
you. Of course, some people do go both ways and send you both at the same time.
It makes mistakes now. Okay, so the point I'm making is the same is true for this health data. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you're right.
You have to take it with a grain of salt. It's a guide. It's not even always an accurate guide. It's something that attempts to say, hey, wait a minute, you may have to go look at something else. You know, we have to go talk to somebody. It isn't a hard and fast. This is wonderful. This is exactly what you need. You know, it's not always right and I'll use blood ox is a good one, Chris. We talked about blood ox a minute ago. I have a blood ox thing that goes, you snap on your finger. Mm-hmm. It gives me different results than the Apple Watch does all the time. So who's right?
Sure.
Right.
And
I would like to say, does a great job, though, is in notifying people, hey, your watch have noticed your heart rate is you've gone into AFib.
Yeah.
And that's a good point.
And it's not a bad point at all.
Again, it's just for raising the hand.
It's good for analyzing trends, which is the way that the hypertension function is going to work. It's not going to actively monitor your blood pressure.
And I don't know that it could either, because here's the other thing too. Every time I've tried the wrist-driven cuff, it's been nowhere close to
a wrist-driven cuff.
No.
So
I agree with you.
I cannot see how the watch would be accurate. It might be good
tightening and measuring the actual bump. Right.
It might be good to detect something that you might want to go and pull out your real sphygmomanometer and make sure.
Yeah.
Or
Again,
go
I think
to the doctor. but
I
not
think the purpose
something to rely on.
My
think the
doctor
purpose
has
of-
always said the wrist things just don't work.
Well,
I've always felt the purpose of the watch, the purpose of the sensing that's now going to be in the earbuds, all of these things are only to raise a hand to say, hey, go talk to somebody, go take a look at something,
it's not
go
meant
further.
to be diagnostic.
Right.
It cannot be diagnostic.
Thank you. That's the key word right there.
It cannot be diagnostic. This is going to go ahead and look through light. It's going to look at how your veins pulsate, how your arteries pulsate while the blood circulates.
Really just giving you an early flag that
early
says, hey,
warning.
Take a look, kids. Take
early
a look.
warning. And that's
that's all
that it's going to do.
And I'm happy that it does that. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but you're gonna have to watch. All right.
Yep, you are.
And since I don't know if there's a new sensor that's going to be looking at your veins,
don't know.
And, or not. I have no idea. However, which means basically this is a software only feature. Don't know for sure. However, it's not meant to be diagnostic. It's meant to give you a heads up and nothing more. And it's meant to get you, like you guys said, to communicate with your healthcare professional.
And I do believe it does a good job at that. And I believe those heart-tugging commercials that they put on at the first of the show, I think you guys all missed them, but I mean, they were real. They were real people that really were in trouble.
But they've been selling it this way for a long time. That's not new.
Right.
So we've talked about some of the general stuff that's gone across that's coming new into some of these devices. What specifically is new? Well, we've talked about the 11. What's new in the SE?
Not much. By the looks of it. I mean,
the $249 price, maybe.
That is a great watch for people that don't care about the things we've just been talking about.
That's right.
True enough.
Right. So
my bride is one. She could care less about that.
You know what's cool about this is if you're looking to get into an Apple Watch, a Fruit Watch, and you're looking to get something that's got some health sensors and motion sensors, all right, and it looks pretty good. It's got a speaker and a microphone, all right, it's somewhat water resistant and will allow you to go ahead and work it up a little bit. This is a really good device to get into.
Good entry point,
right? You're gonna get the sleep score on this. You're gonna go ahead and get some
Apple Pay and all that.
Yep. You're going to get your Apple Health data, your ability to exercise and whatnot. This is your basic entry level watch. You've got up to 18 hours of normal use in terms of battery life, the 8-hour, 15-minute fast charge, up to 32 hours of use on low power mode, and the SE3 now charges twice as fast than the SE2.
They also
other than the charger, what does it do? What does it do other than the charger over the old SE?
Don't they all now have the wrist temperature sensing too? Isn't that one of the new things?
Yeah, but it's more temperature variation than actually taking your temperature.
But that's still a new feature that they've all got.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That is something that's a little
temperature
different.
variation.
Gotcha.
Which, from my perspective, nobody gives a hoot about temperature variation. So you were 1 degree cooler than you were last night. Who cares? What I want to know is, am I running a fever?
Well, I think part of that was, if I remember correctly, one of the early conversations about doing this was for women who are pregnant, because it indicates
basal
changes
body
in the pregnancy.
temperature, right?
Yeah, it makes a point there. So I think there are reasons for it.
Right.
I don't know if it matters to everybody,
but the other reason is that Timmy doesn't want to be a medical device company, all right, and have to deal with all of the FDA regulation.
That's certainly true.
All right, even though, quote unquote, with the new hypertension monitoring, all right, they were very specific about what it would do and what it wouldn't do, and what they will go ahead and say and what they won't say that it does. For the specific purpose of, they don't want to be FDA regulated.
So, and that's a big step to make that change. So I get why they haven't done it. So
it's a pain in the butt to be.
So there's not a lot. There's few little things with the SC. There's a few more things with the 11.
Yep.
What changes with the Ultra 3?
Oh, my friend, the Ultra 3. It's a pretty cool little device. They've got a brand new screen on this thing. I think it's going to be the thing that you're going to see most and first. All right. You've got a thinner bezel, you've got a different style of screen, so it's going to be bigger and brighter outdoors, which is really what this thing is meant
That's
to
a big
be.
deal.
It is. It's going to be easier to read, and they've got some new wayfinding screens. They've got some new ways of actually interacting with the hardware that's already there. So they've redone some of these watch faces to really sort of enhance the existing and new functionality that they've got.
Yep.
So your battery, some of the battery, let me tell you, you've got 5G connectivity with this. You've got your sleep tracking again on all the other stuff that you had before. You've got the new workout buddy that's supposed to go ahead and be that coach in your ear as you go along to give you all the pep talk that you need to keep on going.
They got that in the 11 though too.
So I think it's going to be a little bit more prevalent within the Ultra 3, but
so this new one has a new screen, 3,000 nits, just like the new phones, which we'll get to shortly.
Right.
Very nice outside viewing.
That's bright. New battery, up to 42 hours of normal use. 42 hours. All right.
Normal use. Not
up to 72 hours in low power mode. All right. 14 hours of use with full GPS and heart rate readings, and then 35 hours of outdoor workout with GPS, LTE, and low power mode, and fewer GPS and heart rate readings.
And again, faster charging, just like the other models.
Faster charging, little 8-hour bumperoo for 15 minutes. Do the same kind of thing. All right. So it'll help you also find, from an exercise perspective, it's going to help you find your power zone. All right. You can connect personal power meter to Ultra 3 to estimate your functional threshold power, or FTP.
I got your power zone right here.
Yeah.
You still have to have a use case for this watch. I don't. Right. I mean, I would love to have one, but I don't hike. I don't do some of the stuff that this is great for.
Well, no,
it's not a dress watch. I prefer a dressier watch than a
great within the perspective of one. You have to have an iPhone.
True.
Right.
True.
For all of them,
you have to accept that you can't be away from a wall charger for 3 days or more. And for most people, day hikers, that's going to be fine. But if you're going out and doing multiple on a backpacking trip where you're not anywhere close to anything but a battery bank, then you might not be suitable for you. That's where I would go with something like the Garmin, any of the Garmins with the MIP displays. It's not the OLED displays, although the OLEDs are pretty strong too on the Garmin line. Plus, then they got the new Fenix 8 Pro, which includes InReach. So that's their own thing that does the satellite functionality, plus the other things that you get that you don't get with the SOS features in an Apple, like for example the possible SAR insurance and stuff like that. So so for a day hiker or somebody that's going through, like say you're at a Spartan event, it might be fine for you because the Spartan event is a day. Mammoth March actually is a day, so it would be fine for that.
Right.
But the thing is it's got its limitations, just like Garmin has its limitations too. There's things that it can do.
All wearables are going to have some level of limitation. Right, so you need to understand what you're getting into. Number one.
Exactly.
Number two.
Well, it's like anything else. Understand what you need. Right. Because some of the features you mentioned, Joel, I would argue most people don't care about many of those. There's only a few people that care, and those people care a lot.
A lot about those.
As you
pointed
out.
Who should buy the watch?
Yeah,
and that's who should buy it. But the Ultra has a slightly different use case. It's somebody who wants to be, like you said, somewhere between that and just needing the
thing
extra
I'm not sure
I want
technology.
to point out. I want
you-
to point out that a lot of folks that may not necessarily use all of those outdoor features, present
Right.
company
Yeah.
included in this, and wanted the bigger screen. All right, it's got a 49 millimeter screen.
Yeah,
all right,
it's a
and
bigger
display.
screen, and,
So,
and it supports all of the, a lot of apps, and it supports a lot of stuff.
right. I mean,
Right.
So,
you've got support for Komoot, Map My Ride, Strava, Swim.com, Peloton,
right.
All Trails, Tides, MySwim Pro, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's at least 6 or 7 more. All right,
Yep.
that I did not mention. So there's a lot of outdoor based app support.
Yep. But the only thing it doesn't do is have the ability to take a GPX track like the Garmin can. I can take the GPX track and upload that into my Garmin or into Onyx Backcountry or some of the other apps. But if it supports Onyx Backcountry, then it should work with that. Onyx Backcountry is another great hiking oriented wilderness app.
It does not list it, but
Yes.
it doesn't say that it won't in the future.
That's correct.
True.
So
It does support. It does support. Yeah, it does
I
support
just-
backtrack data. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make certain that everybody knows and understands that the Series 11 is available for $499 starting. The Apple Watch SE is available starting at $249, and the Watch Ultra 3 is available starting at $799. No price increase on these either. All
Yep.
right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move us to the iPhone 17. Now, before we get into debating all of this stuff about the 17, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to list here most of the features that are on this phone. All right.
okay.
You've got
That's
a
a good
Pro,
plan.
you've got a ProMotion display, 120 hertz ProMotion display. ProMotion on
this
all.
this is the base 17, right?
This is the base 17
we're
model,
talking about.
but ProMotion support on every display in every model. All
From
right?
iPhone
Gotcha.
17 through the Pro Max.
Right.
Okay.
You've got a display brightness of 3000 nits. All right.
All three, I think.
All right. So there's Super Retina XDR support in the camera. You've got Ceramic Shield 2. You've got the A19 chip specifically in the camera. You have a 48 megapixel dual fusion ultra wide camera. You have a 12 megapixel 2x telephoto lens. All right. And then you've got a default resolution in both the front and the back cameras of not with just the back cameras of 24 megapixels. It defaults to that resolution. You've got center stage support in the selfie camera, and I believe it's still a 12 megapixel camera up front. Can somebody confirm, please? Take a quick look. But what's nice about this new camera is that it's got a brand new sensor. It's got a square sensor with AI and it will do auto rotation from portrait to landscape mode, especially on the selfie camera, so that you can go ahead and not have to turn your camera this way or that for selfies anymore. And I would assume that that's the same on the back as well.
Yep.
So that's all I had. Did I miss?
They got the button that the pros had before. The extra,
yes.
The extra button is now on that was on the pros is now.
Yeah.
On the
So
base.
you've got that new camera control button on there. And while they didn't say anything about the camera control button at all for any of the new model phones, all right, I'm assuming A, it's still there, and B, the functionality hasn't changed. All right, it does the same things on the 17 series that it did on the 16 series and the 16
and
Pro.
the front camera is now an 18 megapixel center stage camera. So they bumped that up too.
Awesome. And you know what's really kind of cool with the way that they're doing this, there's no price increases, man. I'm telling you, this was
with
really
the double
nice.
memory, and they didn't increase the price. That's
Right.
That's startling.
Right. So you've got a nice choice of colors here. All right, some of these are different. They're all a little softer, a little more pastel. You've got a charcoal or a space black. You've got a mauve or a nice light purple. You've got a light blue. You've got a light green, and you've got, I believe it is a silver. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily call them the most exciting colors in the world.
I would say we've seen these
Right.
before, or something close to these before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the green isn't quite as dark as in previous versions. It's a little bit muted. It's more
They
of
call
a,
it sage.
Yes.
all right, so they call it sage, and that's fine. There was more of a lime green or a darker green before. I believe the green is the most difficult color for them to get through
heard
the
that.
anodization process.
And the one that looks like it's silver is actually white, according to
Okay.
Apple.
Okay.
So, take that for what it's worth. They're calling it white.
They're calling it white.
It's
So
like the same blue as that my MacBook
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
It looks like, maybe slightly darker, but it's very, very much in that line.
Right. No, I'll tell you what I think the favorite, if you're in the market for a new phone and at $799 starting, this is a really nice
I agree.
a phone for
Especially
a
with
lot of folks.
promotion. That's just
Right.
amazing.
Right. The promotion screen is going to be a huge upgrade for anybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The 3000 nits brightness. You're going to be able to look at this doggone phone outside in the bright sunlight. Huge.
So they say.
Absolutely huge. All right. The Ceramic Shield 2 is supposed to, where they got down to the subatomic level with all of these ceramic particles. All right.
The subatomic level. Okay.
Yes. So it's supposedly the most secure and the most durable ceramic glass that they've had on any of their cameras ever. I think what's really nice though is that with this you've got center stage for photos, which would automatically do the change of the auto rotation. It'll automatically bump things out in terms of widescreen, so you don't have to turn the camera. Better than that, I like what they've got in this dual capture video, which I thought was kind of cool. Where effectively you're on a call with so-and-so, and you're able to go ahead or at least cheer the person on while you're filming your son, daughter, kick that goal, score that run, whatever it is.
Samsung had something like that a while back.
They did, but this is new for Apple, right? They've also got ultra stabilized video, which will allow you to rock, roll, bop, and stroll without having your head jiggle back and forth.
They do the image stabilization better than almost anyone else, which is interesting. It's one of the things they do very well in their video.
Right. And then again, also center stage for all your video calls. So
there you go.
So
they also mentioned, I don't remember if it mentioned which phone, but that the whole presentation was filmed on an iPhone. So,
but it was an
17 Pro.
an iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max. That was filmed on. So anyway, so that's effectively the iPhone 17, and as I said again, it starts at $799, and it's not bad.
And it's aluminum, not titanium.
No,
I thought so too. That they went to aluminum on it, but
on all the way around.
Aluminum on everything.
The Air is titanium. The
right. There was at least one that was titanium. Which, speaking of the iPhone Air, not the 17 Air, but the iPhone Air.
Right.
All right. It is 5.6 millimeters thin. All right, which is amazing. Now, most of the phone body, I think, is all battery, and most of the phone guts are under the bump at the top, including the A19 Pro chip that this thing has in it. All right.
Something significant, Chris, you should mention before you get into the specs on the Air. I think the reason they kept the 17 out of the name of this thing, for the same reason they kept it out of the SE watch, and the SE phone, so they don't have to release it every year if they don't want to.
Think you're right.
Maybe, yeah.
Potentially.
I also think it might be a transitional device. In other words, it might not be in this form
It
for
may
that
not
long.
work. It may not sell, and you may not ever see it again.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think for those reasons, don't tie it to the line.
Right.
You know, so if you drop it,
thin
it's not as
appears
big a
to
deal.
be, and 25 appears to be the year of thin for phones. You've got that on the Samsung side, you know, with the Fold 7, it's wafer thin. This one also wafer thin. All right. At 5.6 millimeters. It's got a 6.5-inch ProMotion display, also at 3,000 nits. It's got that ceramic shield 2 on the front and the back. It's got that titanium frame, and I thought this one was made of 100% or nearly 100% recycled titanium. I could be wrong. Right? It does have the A19 Pro chip. This one's got 5 neural accelerators in the GPU. It's got the N1 wireless chip for new connectivity for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It's got the C1X cellular chip, which I believe is all that much faster than the previous C1 cellular chip.
It is. And in answer to your earlier question, it is grade 5 titanium, 80% recycled.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you. So nearly, not all, but nearly all. All right. The camera is a single lens, 48 megapixel fusion camera system, which is the same as the iPhone 17. It's got an integrated 2x telephoto, an 18 megapixel center stage selfie camera, dual capture front and back video. This one I thought was interesting. It is fully eSIM, and this phone is eSIM worldwide, and that's largely because of the 5.6 millimeters. They couldn't fit a tray in this thing.
And it also has the camera control button, just like the other ones now.
Woo-hoo. Just a thin version of it.
Yes. So the battery on this has an adaptive power mode. It's got all day battery life and 40 hours of video playback with the MagSafe charging on the back. Thoughts?
I just wonder how
40 hours.
40 hours.
On which one?
The Air.
No. Now I'm looking right at the specs. And this is the reason I've jumped in is because this is one of the things that's going to stop me. Total max time on this phone is 27 hours, no matter what you do. Right. On the Pro Max, it's 39 hours. That's the big difference. Huge difference.
It struck me. I may have heard. I may have heard incorrectly.
And you can even look at the battery size. The Air is 3149 milliamp hours, and the big one is 5,088. Yeah, there's no way I could do it.
Okay.
And that may slow me down and make me change my mind. Right.
Now, they also went ahead and released a couple of
goofy accessories.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Goofy accessories?
Well, should we talk about the
goofy accessories? They released a couple of accessories for this. They've got specific cases for this. I think they had 2 specific cases. Didn't they have like a bumper?
One case and one bumper.
They had a bumper, which is just a piece of plastic or foam that goes around the actual device itself, and then a clear case. And that was it.
Hard plastic.
All right. They had a
crossbody
sort of.
They got it for all of them, though.
That's across the board. So I mean, we should finish talking about the phones first.
Yes.
Well, hang on. Well, they also released the last accessory for this that they released on this was the new iPhone Air MagSafe battery. That was specifically designed for this.
That did look
very
nice.
Thin, and if you needed additional, this is where you're going to get the 40 hours of video playback is with that.
That would be it. That's
all right. with the MagSafe battery. All right.
Yeah.
Line 57 in the
yeah. And I saw what Larry
in the
saw.
show
27 hours is what I saw too, Larry.
Right.
Yeah, but up to 40 hours with the MagSafe battery. So, which is not too bad. Now, if you're looking for thin, this is actually pretty good. All right. And it starts at $9.99.
There you go.
So,
There you go.
other thoughts on this?
I think it's going to be, it's an interesting middle ground between the base and the Pro, with a couple of, I think some people are going to find the thinness very compelling. Other people are going to go, but the camera's not good enough.
There's going to be some people that will be able to bend that phone, even though it's made out of titanium too.
Well, they say, and this was a major concern with this device being as thin as it is at 5.6 millimeters.
Right.
The bend gate whole issue that they had, where people stick the phone in their back pocket and then sit. The problem was that the phone, with the aluminum bodies would bend, and eventually the screens would break or whatever. But with this, in the titanium frame, this is going to be difficult to bend. This is going to be difficult to.
I agree.
It's certainly more rigid. That's for sure.
Have the same problem again with this. However, I would just be walking around with this thing. Oh my God. It's so thin.
But I think, like Chris Gavula said, this is the one phone of all of them that supports more multiple use cases than the others.
Yeah.
Like I would get it because it doesn't have a great big camera on it. Well, some people wouldn't buy it because it doesn't. And you can say that with the other phones.
It's an interesting happy middle kind of ground, and I'm going to be curious to see if it attracts enough people, or if people flock to the two ends, to the base and the Pro. I'm not sure what's going to happen here yet.
And this is a gamble for them, right?
It is.
The thin is in sort of trend.
Well, it's a design change of sorts that they, a little more so than what they've done in the past. So
agree.
We'll see where they go. I mean, I wouldn't argue it's a very far step, but they've done some interesting things in here. And even if this doesn't succeed, some of the things that they've done, some of the learnings they probably got from this thing and making this thing happen, may transition into the next generation of devices. So, there's some things to learn from this. So it's a good thing for them no matter what. But yeah, it's a gamble. You're right.
Exactly. And starting at $9.99, like you said, it is a good middle ground. All right. Because for $100 more, you can jump into the smaller version of the Pro, right? The 17 Pro starts at $10.99, right? But it's got a all aluminum, 100% recycled aluminum unibody, which is a little bit different than.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. That 3 times fast. There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What's really nice about this, though, is that it's got a new thermal heat dispersion system. All right. It's got a vapor chamber.
Yep.
Which means it gets hotter than the old version, or they wouldn't have put it there.
Yes.
Yep.
And we all know who had the 16. That damn thing gets hot.
Yeah.
Speaking of that internal redesign, the way the chips are laid out, I find it interesting with this one that they made specific call out in their event to say, if we have a SIM free, so it's eSIM only, we use that space for battery.
Yeah.
If we have to have the SIM card in it, we don't. But if we don't have the SIM card in it, we use the space.
Battery.
So, but we put more battery into just because we're just for you.
Right.
We
so
put more battery in.
They did put and again, the camera bump goes across the width of almost the entire phone. All right. And I would think that more of the phone guts in and of itself is actually up in the bump or under the bump than down below.
Probably than before anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Than before. Yeah. Yes. All right. This apparently was a completely new internal redesign for them.
That's what it looks like.
Because the camera looks the same 3 lenses, same LiDAR, same light. I mean,
well, it does,
but they're positioned differently, and they're different cameras.
Yeah, it's a completely different camera system. This is 3 48 megapixel rear fusion cameras. All right, with up to an 8x 200 millimeter optical zoom.
They're saying
that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is a good. Right. It is a really good.
It's got the glass on the front and the back. The glass is on the bottom portion of that phone, though, in that cutout area only, not the entire back. All right, it's in that cutout area only. So there's.
I'm wondering if that's gonna go towards better repairability too. Is what I'm thinking, maybe.
So for folks who don't know, in the 16 Pro Max, we had 3 cameras as well, but the big difference was it was 48, and I think it was 12 for the telephoto,
right?
And now it's 48, and whatever fusion really means, as opposed to not fusion. But the point is they've really stepped up the camera game a bit this time around, which I'm really
with 200 millimeter in zoom. I mean, doggone.
And they separate the other physical differences, whereas before all of these sensors, all the 3 cameras and the other 2 components were the LiDAR and whatnot were all kind of bundled together in one side of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
They've spread them out across the back of the whole phone now, which makes for a slightly different.
But what Chris was saying, I think there's other things other than camera things under that big
the bump.
There are, and I think that's why they went and spread the bump across. As part of why they did.
Yes,
that. But I think it's a good thing that they did, because it also gives you a little. It's going to sound odd, but I think it makes it easier for focus and some other lighting things to happen correctly. It really does improve some of that stuff.
If nothing else, it should lay flat on a table. I mean, at least not wobble.
Well,
it's gonna angle itself.
Yeah, well, the other one did too, but it did that.
Yeah,
only if there's a case on it. If there's not a case on it, it's still uneven. So if there's a case on it, then yes, I would agree with you, Larry.
Because the lenses.
Even with a case, I think it's going to be a bump. I mean, it's
the lenses stick out of the bump, so you're still going to have a little bit,
but only on one side. So if you did not have a case, it would still lean to one side.
Yeah.
If you have a case on it, it should lean flat and just angle up slightly, and that should be the end of it. So I think it'll be good. I think it's a good thing.
Right, but to give the full specs as outlined in the event, the full 100% unibody aluminum, fully recycled, the new thermal system with the vapor chamber to help go ahead and disperse heat away from the device. It's going to get hot, folks. The outside of this is going to get hot, so be aware and be ready for it. You've got ceramic shield 2 on the front and the back. It's got the A19 Pro. Now, these are the better A19 Pro chips as opposed to the ones that are in the iPhone Air. The I believe it's got 6 neural engines as opposed to the 5 that are in the iPhone Air. And then you've got in the Pro camera system, you've got an 18 megapixel center stage selfie camera. You've got 3 48 megapixel rear fusion cameras. You've got the 8x optical zoom that'll zoom in up to 200 millimeters. You've got support for ProRes RAW capture. And if you were the kind that actually were to look for the Blackmagic Camera Pro dock, there is also support for it out of the USB port. So
it supports Genlock to keep cameras in sync and other really cool pro features.
Pro camera features, right?
Chris, I think you need to go back. Let's go back to what you said. This is an important point.
Okay.
Aluminum, when they're talking about heat, aluminum, this is a fact. Aluminum dissipates heat 10 times better than titanium.
Yep.
So there's a very good case there for why they went back to aluminum.
Back to aluminum for this.
By
but they
itself,
also went
that's a good case.
To
it's
hardened.
Lighter.
Well, it's a hardened, a professionally hardened and a very seriously hardened aluminum unibody.
Yeah, didn't he say? I thought he said something about it. It isn't just an aluminum; it's an alloyed aluminum. It was slightly different than something about reformulated this alloy. I thought that was the Pro they were talking about.
Yeah, this was the airplane airplane class fuselage aluminum that's very, very hardened but light. It does dissipate heat better than titanium, et cetera, et cetera. So This is the reason, and heat is the biggest reason why that they chose, like Larry said, to go back to aluminum with the 17.
That is really the one thing I hate about my 17 Pro. It is hot.
16.
16 Pro.
Yeah.
24/7 hot.
It is
You know,
hot.
I never noticed that with the Pro Max. I'm not having any heat problems at all. So interesting how that
you're a
works.
rare case because I read it every day where they
I know.
Yeah.
You got a good one.
So
I don't still get it. Okay.
this starts at $10.99 and goes up from there. All right. The pricing on these things, the 17 Pro starts at $10.99. The 17 Pro Max starts at $11.99, and I believe they have all the way up to 2 terabytes worth of storage. That, my friend, is a whopping $19.99.
Yeah,
on the Pro Max, they can go to 2 terabytes. On the Pro, they can only go to 1 terabyte.
One, right? But your 256 is where it starts out this time around for $10.99. The 512 for $12.99. The 1 terabyte for $14.99. The 2 terabyte for $19.99.
Where does the Air fall? What's its base storage?
256, I believe, as well.
It's also okay.
I believe they all start at 256, if I remember correctly.
Looking.
I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what was the case.
No big deal. I just thought you might have it there.
Yep.
It starts 256, 512, and 1 terabyte.
Wow.
And the only real difference between the Pro and the Pro Max is what? Screen size, right?
Yep, that's the only difference.
Okay.
And the memory capability.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the Pros do have a little, but they've got that 4 extra gigabytes of RAM, right?
Initially years ago, remember they used to make the Pro Max have different camera features and all that stuff.
But the Pro Max also has a 2 terabyte storage option that the Pro does not.
Right.
Just the Pro Max has, so it has a higher storage option.
Correct.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
So that's the other big difference. So,
which is just fine by me. It's not something that I'm going to go and chase after myself.
I mean, terabyte is enough for I would say even the most pro user, I think, for the most part. Although the 2 terabyte one that's got Michelle written all over it, dude.
No,
you know what? No, you know what? I have my iPad.
Only because you don't want to spend the money.
My iPhone is a 1 terabyte version, but I do have a 2 terabyte iPad. And you might make the same argument for the iPhone as to why I put 2 terabytes on my iPad. And that is carrying movies because I'm traveling kind of thing.
Right.
That's
carrying
a
movies
huge
because you're
reason
traveling,
to have it.
or if you know that you're going to take a lot of video on, or picture
exactly.
you're about to go on. That's
especially if you're going to take high res pro video, that raw pro res format, you're going to suck up space really fast.
Really fast. You will.
Absolutely.
I kind of get some use cases. So yeah.
Right. It only comes in 3 colors though. It comes in silver, cosmic orange, and deep blue. I
haven't seen a color as festive as that cosmic orange since the last time I went bowling at the Bowlerama.
I gotta say I'm a Vols fan, but I love it. I really do.
All I gotta say is that the Tennessee Vols and the Chicago Bears should love the daylights out of these colors.
Yes.
Chicago Bears,
Oklahoma.
These are Bears colors, all of them. The silver, the orange, and the blue.
Yeah, I like the blue better. I don't like the orange very much. But if
the orange was a little bit browner, if it was a darker orange, or more of a burnt orange, like we had originally
if it was more of a rust color, then I would consider it a little classier. This orange is a little too vivid for me, but okay.
Me as well.
And that's saying a lot when I say something is too vivid.
Yeah,
that's saying something.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, kiddo.
Yes. Well, the probably the thing I have to nitpick the most on with the color choices is there always seems to be less in the Pro ones, but then again, I'm just looking at things like my wife said, why does the color of the phone matter? I'm gonna put it in a fucking case.
In a freaking case, right? So why? Yeah.
I agree. She's right.
It doesn't matter. The only thing that those colors will get you later on is resale value.
Maybe. Yeah.
And that's it. And that is a maybe if you sell privately.
It gets you 2 things. That is one thing. It can get you or hurt you in that case. But
I know where you're going. Go ahead.
The other thing is there are people that thrive on being able to show the world they got the new one.
Yeah.
And if you buy this orange, everybody's going to know
Got the
you
wow
got the
factor.
new
Without
one.
a doubt,
got the wow
it's the new
factor.
one.
Yeah.
So, whereas the other colors, there's always a couple of kind of standard colors. Even
Well, this
with
one, the
pros.
island will stand out too. But I mean, the bump.
But what I was getting at is if you look at the Pro line historically, and I say historically, like there's been a long history here, but as long as the Pros have been out, they almost always have a couple of regular kind of standard colors, and then they have something odd in the middle. And that odd one is the one that always stands out. And that's the one that people are going to say, oh, you got the new
That's
iPhone.
The one I wanted. Or yeah.
Yeah. No,
well, according to Apple's own figures, the black iPhone is always the biggest seller, and the silver MacBook of any ilk is always.
So with this one, I'm thinking the blue in lieu of black, or silver in lieu of black. You know. So anyway, I wonder if that iPhone Air MagSafe charger is going to fit.
I like
the
blue
Max.
a lot. If I needed a new one, I would.
Speaking of chargers, you might want to mention the new charger that Apple didn't mention in their event.
And that makes a point, Larry, because all these devices have faster charging. Your old MagSafe charger may not have the throughput, even if it fits.
True, but the new one that they
40-watt variable charger.
Well, what I'm wondering is, will the new MagSafe battery pack for the Air also fit on the Pro Max?
Oh, you're the one the other way around. On the new one, yeah.
I bet you it would.
I'm talking about the block. I'm talking about the block charger, the new one that they didn't say anything about.
No, I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute, because that's a
good call. Cause I don't know that. That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
What you're asking is a very good question.
So
was it specifically for the Air, or was it just in general a new MagSafe pack?
Well, it was specifically made for the Air, because it's thin.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And it's supposed
in fact,
very closely match up with the thickness of the bump.
I gotcha.
Right. And the name of it is iPhone Air MagSafe battery. So yes, only the Air.
Right now, the Pro Max is 6.9 inches in display. The Air is 6.5 inches. So you've got to wonder,
and to me, that is Apple telling us that the battery's not going to last long, kids. You need this.
Right.
You need this specific little charger we got. Battery pack.
By the way,
and speaking of
if you look at that charger, if you look at the one that the MagSafe pack for the Air, down near the bottom, there's a section that says compatibility.
Yeah.
iPhone models, iPhone Air. That's it.
So there you go. All right. So the other battery charger or accessory that Larry is talking about is a physical plug-in variable charger.
Looks exactly like the Flip 35 that you can buy now.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot like the one that came with my MacBook Air.
Right. But this one is variable and supports the super fast charging of all their devices.
Of all their devices. And that's going to support that'll go ahead and support not only your phones and your iPads, but your Macs as well. But
it's not going to do super fast charging unless the device itself supports it.
Correct.
So
But the new watch does now.
Yeah, and it's compatible across the board. I just checked that it's compatible with all their stuff. So
that's going to be a good charger. It really is.
It says, here's the thing though. When I go to compatibility, I'm not seeing MacBooks. I'm just seeing AirPods.
You know why? Because it's 40 watts. That's really not enough.
Well, all right. So it'll be a slow charger then.
Well, it should still work.
It should still fit the USB-C cable. That goes to your actual MacBook. All right.
It says 40-watt dynamic with 60-watt max.
Yeah.
So that's, but it still doesn't.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It will not be a fast charger. It'll be a slow charger. But slow and sure wins the race. As long as you're not doing stuff on it that's going to burn more power than it's bringing.
If you charge it all night long, it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
You know what? And I think you'll see people talking about this once it hits the streets.
Right.
How functional it is. I mean, it's a nice size. If you can get 60 watts out of it, that's a nice size.
Mhm.
But the other thing that I don't like about this one, though, is that some of the Apple chargers have where you can swap out the plug, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are.
I
But
don't like that.
this one
But
does
you
not.
do.
This one only has the US. You have to get specific for the market you're in. So it's not as flexible as some of their previous chargers. So,
Well, it's all right. So this one is a 40-watt dynamic power adapter
yeah,
for 60-watt max. It's $39. All right.
yeah, not a bad price.
Not a
Same
bad
price as
price
the 35.
for a power adapter that's going to go between standard charging and fast charging for those devices that support
That footprint charger is the one I use the most of all of them I have.
Yep. So, and speaking of availability, today is the 9th. And you're going to be able to go ahead and start pre-ordering these on the 12th. All right. And
there you go.
In store on the 19th. So today is Tuesday that you can start ordering come 5 a.m. Pacific time Friday morning. And then they'll be in store on the 19th.
And here's an Easter egg for you. If you're an impatient person, Apple ships exactly 10% of their pre-orders that go to your house
early,
one day early. So 10% of the people will always get their pre-ordered phone the day on the 18th.
Yeah,
that's
at least on the 18th, if not a little bit earlier. But
they do that with all their new products.
Yep. So, is anybody, after all of this wonderful new fruity goodness, is anybody here gonna stand in the line outside the Apple Store?
We just don't know which or when or how many.
Right.
So
it's one of those things where I was at dinner time. I was talking to the wife. I said, "I wish I can." I was just I wish I can get an iPhone. And she's just like, "What do you don't need another phone." I'm like, and
okay, sell the ones you got or trade in the ones you got.
Right. Well, I am, if I choose anything, it's AirPods Pro 3, mostly because here's my difficulty, especially on the weekends. I have both the AirPods 2 and these AirPod Pro 2s, and these do last a while, but they don't last all day when I'm just being lazy between my workouts. Yeah. So I'll switch to the other one. So if I can switch to another one that has ANC on them like these, that's where I'm going with that. And
we will eventually get 17 Pros or Pro Maxes over here.
Right.
I don't think that we're going to get them right away. There should be an upgrade path for both my wife and I. And my son is toying with the idea of getting his own phone on his own line.
Go for it.
Which is fine by me. I'm all for that. Have him pay for the device, have him pay for his own service. Works for me.
Oddly, I came into this podcast tonight thinking one way, and I'm probably not going to do what I probably will not get
in the air.
Watch.
Now you're not, right?
My watch is still, it's fine. Right. But I will get the AirPods. I will do those.
Okay.
And as much as I hate it, I'll probably end up with the Max just because I don't need the camera, but I need I need that screen.
It goes back towards
it's bigger.
There are certain things
6.5 is not bad, Larry. I don't know. Are you gonna notice 0.4 inches diagonal?
I don't know. Well, it's more than I got now, I guess, with 6.1.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and the only way I would switch right now, there's some things that there's more reason for me to switch now this year than there has been in past years. The main reason here is Google is starting to crack down on the side loading. All right.
True.
Yeah.
So, and there might be a version of, there might be a near future where I can't load the DJI app because DJI's app is not in the Google Play Store. If that's the case, and I want to still fly my drone, my only option is iPhone.
They are in the Apps Mac store, I think.
They are in the Apple,
they are.
store.
They are.
So I mean, they're there, and that's always been the case, and always probably will be the case, unless there's some sort of crazy thing that our administration does to completely ban DJI. They almost have now. But
it's gotten pretty close, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to find their drone. Actually, and the sad part is they are as far as I'm concerned, the only game in town with camera drones.
Oh God,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, there are others, and I hope more competition comes because of this. But but that would get, if they made that draconian decision to completely not allow side loading, which I don't think is happening, but might happen, then I'm going to do what I can to get on an iPhone so that I can continue to fly my drone. So,
well, if you talk to any good real estate agent, they will tell you the only drones they use for their pictures over houses.
They use the higher end
DJIs and
the Pro model. Yep.
Well, all right,
boy,
kids.
they do some great pictures too.
They do.
Well,
and of all things that I'd love to take with me to Cuyahoga Valley National Park, I can't take my drone. They are not allowed. Not in any national park. So.
Well, that's true.
Wow.
Anyway, well, all right, kids. That, as they say, is the show. This has been the iTechGear Weekly, episode number 144. Timmy Time, recorded live Tuesday, September 9th, 2025, live from iTechGear Central for Mr. Chris Gavula, Brother Joe McLaughlin, and Dr. Mr. Larry McJunkin. I want to say, hey, we will see you next time.